basically wake up, do your thing with the dog, have a cup of coffee, get out and walk around.
It doesn't sound out of the ordinary.
If it's a really nice day and it's not very windy and stuff, I do like to come over here and do some paddleboarding instead, and just get out on the water and just enjoy the nature and just take it in.
Until you realize just how extraordinary Bill Barkeley really is. Legally deaf by the age of 5, Bill graduated from Grand Rapids Catholic Central High School, earned his business administration degree from USC, and started a 25-year career as a sales and marketing director at Steelcase, never letting the obstacles he faced get in the way of what he wanted to accomplish. In 1989, he was newly married with a new baby and a new challenge. Bill discovered he was going blind.
I had a series of car accidents all over an extended period of time. We had a series of mixed results from those doctor visits. And then the whole thing culminated into finding out that I was one of 25,000 people in the U.S. and 100,000 people in the world with Usher syndrome, the leading cause of deaf blindness, and that there were no treatments or cures.
His hearing gone, Bill now had to face losing his sight as well.
It's a part of you dies. It's just this feeling of shock, calmness, stillness, fear. Things would just come into your mind. It's like, how can I be a father? How long could I keep a job? What's the next step of this?
The answers didn't come quickly. Neither did acceptance. He calls embracing his reality a process.
It's what you do with adversity that defines you moving forward. You can run from it, you can stay right where you are, or you can go towards it.
Bill chose not just to go toward it, but to climb over it. Mount Kilimanjaro was his first adventure, battling harsh elements and self-doubt. Bill says it was during this 19,000-foot climb that he finally surrendered.
That's when I realized that I had put a lot of pressure on myself going up to summit, and if I didn't make it, I'd be a failure. And it was when I went through that process, I realized most of the people didn't care whether I made it or not to the top. They were just really inspired by the fact that I was willing to try and to go after it and make it possible.
That climb sparked something in Bill, something bigger than any barrier.
I couldn't stop it, I couldn't change it, but after seeing other people, I realized that I think that my calling really was more about sharing my story and my journey. And in so doing that, maybe other people could benefit and inspire and give them the hope and challenge that they could take things on in their life.
He left his job and started taking yearly expeditions, helping others take that first step, even as his blindness progressed.
Kilimanjaro was about breaking through and talking about disability conversation and embracing the story for deaf blindness.
The first Boston Marathon Bill ran raised money for researchers of Usher syndrome. He ran it a second time the year after the bombing at the finish line.
And we raised money on behalf of the hospital that I work with for my disease, and they raised over $750,000 running the marathon for people who had vision and hearing problems from the bombing and the shrapnel.
And then after that, you started focusing on children and trying to just open doors for them.
We've taken deaf kids down to the headwaters of the Amazon, and we've gone through the Amazon for a while. Took another group and went down and we did the Machu Picchu and visited deaf children in different places all over Peru, which is a very brutal, difficult situation for a third world country. So these kids could see how much they do have in America compared to others. We took a group of kids of all challenges in the U.S. and we took them to Nepal, and we went hiking in Nepal up in the Mustang region for about 10 days. By doing these adventures and the focus being others and then elevating and making people more confident and stronger and realizing that what's within them is stronger than what's in their way, that's the gift that you give to someone that actually could change their life.
Changing lives and changing perceptions of people with disabilities.
The biggest message that society can sometimes send to any of us is, whether we send it to ourselves or everyone around us, is that this physical challenge that you may have, it's game over. And it's not. It's really a game changer in your life.
Did that take a long time for you to realize that, to come to that?
There's a presumption that if there's a constraint, that you're not going to do things. And what's interesting to me about it is it's not so much about doing them, is I just do them slightly differently than someone else. But my desire to do the same things that I've done throughout the course of my life or do something new is just like anyone else.
The biggest difference in the way Bill lives his life isn't the physical piece, but his mental and spiritual outlook.
As I go further and further into darkness and silence, I have to continually reassess what I can do, what I want to do, and where should I put that energy and focus, because I only have so much any given day.
A philosophy for life we can all take to heart.
Get out there, enjoy it, embrace it, and see where it'll take you. It'll really surprise you.